All right, I want to talk about or document what I just captured. That was an ambush by the people of the state and the state. Let me be clear. This is terrorist activity by the state, and it is on the watch of Dominic Choi. So it is under all circumstances terrorism that Dominic Choi is fully engaged in and facilitating, especially while I'm exposing the state that's keeping me under surveillance and group stalking pursuant to a pattern of conduct. Dominic Choi is engaging in ongoing terrorism, and it is directly probative with regard to what any other terrorist, such as Osama bin Laden, would be subject to. Captured alive, federal prison. Okay, I believe it's Guantanamo Bay. All right, so you're talking about prosecuting what is the domestic terrorist, and you have a agency that's engaging in state terrorism, group stalking, harassing as a government in concert with those. That's Brian Suh and Yu Kim. They've both been granted the privilege to be in this country while they are group stalking. They are engaging in state surveillance. It is entirely un-American, and it is an insult to injury to engage in this terrorism with my own government betraying me with those that have been granted the privilege to be in this country. I mean, there are so many levels of hypocrisy here, and the entity is all actors subject to federal prison in the unnatural environment. It's not just the fact that the government's group stalking. Group stalking is demonic activity. So this is demon possession that I'm speaking to and simultaneously exposing while they're engaged in federal stalking. So this is relevant to the way in which Dominic Choi is going to be treated under law with regard to his punishment. The Los Angeles Police Department, it is grounds of disbanding terrorist organizations that are not legitimate law enforcement agencies. And they're doing so while they know that they've been exposed. So you're engaging in terrorism, and you've exhibited every intention to continue to do so while they're crossing path under the fake sun in sync with demons such as Yu Kim, and Brian Suh, and doing so under the guise of, I'm coming to pay my rent while you're crossing path, creating light activity and engaging in that manner of the terrorism. That same demon, Brian Suh, you see group stalking outside of my bedroom window while engineered light is all over my ceiling. I have multiple shadows appearing above my head, and the fake sun that is over me now at 10 o'clock in the morning while he's monitoring me while I'm in the workplace under the guise of coming to pay rent while LAPD are stalking in a helicopter, which are the elements of monitoring in the workplace, which Speaker Companies is fully aware of and will be prosecuted for. It's also present that light source remains at the same property while I am inside of my bedroom, and Brian Suh, a violent sex offender and a group stalker that's been granted the privilege to be in this country, and is group stalking while engaging in the sex offense while I'm subject to surveillance inside of my private space that is my apartment. And he intentionally does so in the same way that the demons driving a universal waste vehicle do so, knowing exactly what I'm doing. While you're looking at engineered light on my ceiling, and you saw the engineered light moving and nightfall across my bedroom wall, it's the same demon possession, it's the same group stalking system, and at the same property that is Alvarado Gardens where I live inside of my apartment building 1806 is where the sunset is in alignment to me. The fake sun that's still over me right now at my management office, that's non-movement of the sun. This is terrorism while the entity is engaging in group stalking over this property using helicopters, concentrating activity around me and in my office and my apartment, and a fake sun remains over me at this property. Remember, at June 5th, the light source is over the DMV. On this day, it's remaining over me. I'm at the Over Family Community Library today. There is under no circumstances a sun that would be present over me rising, all right, and still present at 10 o'clock in the morning. That's non-movement of any direction. It's just going from remaining over me, remember, for the duration of the day, and then setting in alignment to me. It just so happens to be in alignment with my bedroom because I'm in my apartment bedroom at sunset. But not if I go to the car wash on the LA car wash like I documented days ago, where the day before yesterday, where the fake sun is in alignment to me, where I am at the LA car wash, which is not in perfect alignment with my window, where under no circumstances, by the way, from my apartment to down the street, the LA car wash is any movement of the sun also. There's a macro level of analysis. Under all circumstances, it is the demonic maintenance of an environment where group stalkers such as Brian Suh, a documented group stalker and a terrorist, acting with impunity with LAPD. All right, so he's going to federal prison and he's going to be deported, and it's the same for Yu Kim of apartment number 1808, crossing path while LAPD flies over by helicopter. This is all occurring on the watch of Speaker Companies, a third-party company, because this is exactly what Carlo Lopez engaged in. They act in sync with the LAPD. They do so under the guise of being a co-worker, okay? They do so while they are group stalking at the same apartment complex where you are a co-worker and the sun is over the property all day long. You're no different with regard to your demon possession and the malice with which you're engaging in surveillance, and you're going to federal prison for that. I'm talking to corporate office in Palo Alto. I'm talking to the SoCal division of Speaker Companies, who are also engaged in federal stalking on the venue of the internet. That's a whole other independent basis for federal prison for each and every last one of you. All right, so while the people of the state live here, they're engaging in terrorism. That was ambush conduct while the entity is aware of the fact that they're being documented. This is exactly what Universal Waste is engaging in this morning while Engineer Light is moving across my window while that demon is driving in the parking lot. They're facilitating the pattern of conduct Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at this property. And that is relevant for the civil and criminal prosecution of the people of the state going by the name of Universal Waste. The people of the state going by the name of Speaker Companies are facilitating while the people of the state that live at the property are monitoring me in concert with LAPD. And they are demons while doing so. So this is a whole other level of prosecution civilly and criminally by the people of the state who are engaging in state surveillance with the state. And like I stated, this is directly relevant to the ways in which terrorists such as Dominic Choi and every other law enforcement agency that are revealed as what they are, they're terrorist organizations. And terrorist leaders of terrorist organizations are going to be prosecuted in this state in the way that any other terrorist from across any border would be treated under federal law. And they're begging for that treatment while I'm still to this date capturing stalking and terrorism by the state in helicopters. Okay, it is currently 10:17 a.m. Let me show you the light source that's outside of my office while the entity is threatening my life and my safety and harassing as an entity on an ongoing basis under in an environment that senses impossible to naturally occur, which is speaking to the threat that's posed to me while the group stalking conduct continues. It is again 10:18 a.m. and this is P.O.C.